aging boldly, speaking freely, living fully. These are supposed to be signs of confidence, but in today's society, they'll get you called delusional, bitter, or even fake. So, what happens when the internet cannot tell the difference between growth and chaos? Hello and welcome to another episode of True Chats with Chen. This is a show where the aim is to react to a lot of the trending things that are happening in our world on social media and even just in general, anything that's trending in general, but not only to watch it, but the aim is to really squeeze, if it's even just a drop of a lesson from it, find something to learn from, reflect on our own lives, learn something from it, and pass on the lesson. This is episode 3. Thank you so much for joining. This is the first episode that I'm filming since my birthday. Yes, my birthday was just a few days ago. How do you like the makeup look? What is it giving? I tried to do something different today. I'm a lot more glowy. I don't know if you can tell, I'm a lot more glowy. Before we get into it, I think I want to make this a consistent thing on my channel where I talk about something that I learned in my own life, being a little bit more reflective and self-aware. A few weeks ago, I was having a conversation with my daughter, who is only a year old, by the way, almost 2, but still a year old. And I had a moment where I had to reel myself in and really think about the way that I communicate with my child. I don't even remember what we were talking about or what she was doing or how she was feeling, but all I can remember is that I said to her, I was telling her how beautiful she was, and then I said, the girls aren't doing it like you. And immediately after I said that, I was like, why would you say that to your child? And it got me thinking about how a lot of us women are so competitive. We are so competitive amongst each other. And I think that speaking like this to our children is one of the reasons why. Because me telling my baby that she is beautiful and funny and wonderful did not have to come with a side of downplaying another child or saying that other people aren't as great as you. You know those memes that are always like, you don't know what they have going on at home, mother, and not they're jealous of you, mother. And I do not want to be they're jealous of you, mother. I don't want my daughter to feel like she's in constant competition, having to prove herself and to be better than the other person. I want my baby to know that there is nobody better than you. There's also nobody that you're better than. We're all equal, and that's exactly how we should be handling life. We need to be very much more careful with the words that we say because we're shaping our children's perceptions. And even something as small as that, as small as saying that to your child, it can shape who they are in a negative way. Are there any lessons that you learned from your life? I would love to hear yours down below. All right, so let's get into the meat and potatoes because boy, do we have a lot to cover today. Let's start with our scroll stopper. What stopped my scroll this week? And I just want to say thank you to Destiny Ute because, and she's a YouTuber here as well. The way how my mind works, I get hyper focused on a specific thing for a while. So my timeline reflects that, and sometimes I don't see the things that are trending. Destiny Ute, she always has the trending things. Everything that is popping, she definitely talks about it on her channel, and I'll leave her channel linked below. But one of the things that stood out to me this week was the This is 50 challenge.
So I don't normally participate in trends because sometimes I feel like I'm a little too old to do that. But I thought I would jump on this one, the This is 50 trend. I'm 51. I'm turning 52 in a few months. There's no filters, just a little bit of makeup. Definitely got the gray hairs going on in the roots. But this is 50.
Well, this is 50, you guys. I am 54 years old. I do highlight my hair. I do have grays. I do have wrinkles. I've had a lot of stress in my life. But if you're a Gen X, 50 or older, Shoot me a picture. I want to see what all my Gen X's look like at 50, 54, 56, 58, 59. Come on. Let me see what y'all look like. No filter. A lot of wrinkles, that's for sure.
So, there's a trend going on of what 50 looks like. This is 52.
And this is what 50 looks like. I decided to hop on this trend. I actually will be 49 in October, which means that I'll be 50 next year. But I wanted to hop on this trend.
If you have ever watched any of my videos talking about trends like these before, you will know where I stand with this. I think the initial idea of the challenge was to, uplift women, make women feel good, show the younger generation how different people look at the same age. As we know, everybody's not the same. Aging does not show the same on everybody. And I think it's a good idea to have the examples of those who have gone through something before us, to show us what this might look like for us. That's one way to look at it. But there's another take. I wish that women would stop participating in these trends as a way to validate their beauty or show that they still got it. I wish we would stop be doing this thing where we always have the need to prove ourselves to other people, whether it be to men or to other women or to those younger than us, that hey, we still look good. I know not everybody's taking it from that lens, looking at it from that lens, but there is really a part of me that knows that even sometimes those of us who don't think of it like that, there's still a part of your mind that you want to be that person who your comments is flooded with compliments. And I wish we would just stop doing that. It gives people a chance to attack you. The things that you love, I suggest that you keep them off social media. I am not famous. I am not known yet. Even though I am to most people a nobody, I don't show my child online. I post her on like my private Instagram that like nobody knows except people that are close to me. But my family, I don't post them online. I don't ever post them online because I know that that is a sensitive spot to me, that I will attack you. And I am a recovering mean girl, and I will definitely attack you if you attack my child. I don't want to go to the depths of hell to pick something up, to respond to somebody and tell them. And so just to avoid, any type of criticism in a way that I am not comfortable with, I don't share my family online. Anything that I hold dear to me, that I find joy in, I do not share it online. And it's because when you do share things online, you give people an open platform to have things to say about you and things to say about things that you enjoy. It's just like people who share things about their relationships online and then they get negative feedback and then they're upset. Like, don't share your stuff, because when you do that, it's open season for everybody and anybody can say whatever they want, and not all of us share the same thought process or opinions. So if you don't want to hear other people's opinions, leave it off the internet, right? And I say all that to say you could be doing it innocently, and you're having a great time, you're doing it for your own purpose, and then there are all these negative comments flooding you, especially if you are someone who is not, someone who is already on social media and understands like what comes with being on social media. Imagine you spent your whole life feeling good about the way you look, and then you post one video and there are thousands of comments like telling you the opposite of what you believe to be true. And anybody can have a strong sense of self, but if everybody is telling you the same thing over and over again, let's admit that that can affect the way you feel about yourself. To age is a privilege. It's a privilege that not many get, right? And to judge somebody's appearance when you don't know their story, there's so many things that make up what a person looks like, especially as they age. And for you to just be so willing to talk down on someone without knowing their story or knowing what they've been through, especially when you're young and you don't know what you will look like in a few years. I really wish that, for one, women would stop trying to find ways to prove their beauty. Once there was this trend where people were coming online and asking others to, like, tell me how old you think I am. Like, why are you setting yourself up to be judged and ridiculed by people? What do you care how old people think you are? Do you feel satisfied with what you look like? I think that's what you should be concerned about. It's not necessary to have everybody's opinions on you. It's not necessary. And I think that's one of the reasons why celebrities seem so sad sometimes. It's like they're always being judged by many, like thousands of people at a time. So for regular people to be putting themselves in that position for no reason at all, I don't think it's wise. I don't think you should open yourself up to anything that would taint your self image. It's not healthy, it's not productive. The representation is very important. It's very important to see different people doing the same thing with different results. I don't know what would be a happy medium for that, but I just feel like for women, we need to stop putting ourselves out there to be judged and ridiculed by both men and women. And this girl thing, once again, and I'm going to talk about girls later down in the video too, because a lot has been happening. But it just shows that this girls thing is, once again, it's a facade. It has never been. People like girl when it benefits them, but in something as simple as this, to see that women couldn't just band together and see that there are different perspectives to different people. People have different situations, and so their outcomes will not be the same. Instead of us banding together, coming together and supporting each other under that trend, all I saw were women ridiculing each other, talking about who looks better and who does it better. And it's disgraceful, especially for an age of people that I am below looking up to. It's horrible to see. Let me know if you have a different opinion on this. I just feel like certain things we can blame on immaturity when at a certain age, at a certain stage in life, your frontal lobe is developed now. It's been developed for half your life if you're 50 years old. So we should act like it. Stop trying to find a way to make yourself better than the other person. To what end? To what end? There'll always be somebody who is better than you, no matter who you are. So let's not do that. It's not productive. It doesn't serve us well as women. The last thing we need to do, to be doing right now, is to be going against each other. That's the last thing. That's the last thing we need to do. Very distasteful, and I really hated it. For us coming up to, we need to reflect on the things that we do, how we respond to things as well, because everybody's watching. The younger generation is already watching us right now. They have their devices. 6-year-olds are on TikTok. They're watching us, right? So let's do better, please. All right, so let's get into the talk of the timeline. This week's the talk of this week's timeline. I have two of them, and I'm going to rush through. I'm going to try my best to rush through both of them because I couldn't leave any of these out. I couldn't leave any of these out this week. It's very sad that the girls movement could not be a real thing. I really wish it was, but it's clear to me more and more every day that it really is not. And what am I getting at? Everybody who has been on TikTok for the past, I think like for the past few weeks, knows about the T app. I have been avoiding that topic, I have been avoiding videos about the T app for a very long time. So Google says the T app, also known as T Dating Advice, is a women only dating safety app where users can anonymously share information and advice about men they are interested in or have dated. It allows women to post details about men, including photos and dating history, and seek feedback from other users. The app also provides tools for background checks, criminal record searches, and reverse image searches to help women avoid potential issues like catfishing. And not only catfishing, there are women who report on abusive men and men who are passing on STDs and STIs, stuff like that. You know, things that would really be beneficial to women in the dating scene. I didn't go into this app. For those who don't know, I am in Jamaica. I don't know if it's accessible to people in Jamaica. I never tried to get on it. Based on the feedback that I'm seeing online, it became very super dysfunctional very quick. And it's just yet another example of why the true essence of a girl's girl does not exist. And I really wish it did. I really wish I was lying. I really wish that was not the case, but it clearly is. And the issues that this app was originally meant to correct or to bring light to are such very serious issues. And to see the women turn it into something so hateful and disgusting and messy and full of drama. I mean, the essence of the app would bring drama anyway, but to see it turned into something so much worse than, what it was meant to be. And then here comes women, because you know that they're on the app talking about men now. And the more popular the app got, the more men found out about it. Women were helping men to get into the app. There were women actually helping men, like signing in for the man so that they could go on and see what's being said about them. And it might sound harmless on the surface, but it really is not. These women are exposing details about these men that they don't want exposed. It's putting women at risk. For women to do something without considering that it's going to put another woman at risk. I understand also wanting to defend the males that are close to you, but let's also remember that if you are a friend, a sister, a mother, an aunt, you know that person in that capacity. You don't know who they are as a spouse. You don't know what they are doing. So you cannot put your head on the block for anybody and not these men, because you don't ever know who a person is in their relationship. Unfortunately, we're living in a world where a lot of women still need validation from men to survive. I also really wish that this app really was able to do what it was set out to do, because it would have been very beneficial for women to have a space like that where they could share real real things and situations that could help another woman along the way. It's really unfortunate the way that this played out. Things like that causes the breakdown in, what could have been a beautiful thing for women. And I don't blame you. It's going to take so much for the change to really happen. It's going to take a lot, because these are hundreds of years of conditioning of women. I think we're just now in the beginning stages of changing things. It's going to take a while to recondition our idea of femininity and what that should look like in relation to men. I wish it could be an easy fix, but it's not. Let this just be a reminder of us, like, for us to really take each other into consideration when we're doing things. Sometimes it's deeper than whatever attention you can get from doing the opposite. The safety of women is a serious matter. And if we as women don't take it seriously, I don't know if we can expect others to do that for us. We can't expect other people to treat us with respect and dignity and protect us, and if we cannot do that for each other. So the other thing I have for the talk of the timeline this week is Mr. Slim Thug speaking on Megan Thee Stallion's new relationship. I don't know if if something happened before this, but this is my first point of contact with this whole situation. Slim Thug had this to say about Megan Thee Stallion, like dancing to his music. Let's watch the video.
I see the stallion dancing to Thug from around the way and still tipping. If that ain't a, hey, I want you daddy call, I don't know what is. So I'm just waiting on my day, kid. I'm just waiting on her to come to Houston and hit my line like, hey, I'm in the town, pick me up. You know what I'm saying? It's only a matter of time at this point. She brought me out in Houston. You know she got a crush on me by this point. She danced to 2 of my songs. I say I'm in there. I think I'm in there. What y'all think?
And at the time she was single, on her at her Coachella performance, she had this to say to Mr. Thug.
And no Slim Thug, this don't mean I want you. I just like your music, babe. Hey.
So now, this is so interesting. So now, Meg Thee Stallion is in a relationship, a new relationship with, I think his name is Klay Thompson. Let me see, who is Klay Thompson? So it says Klay Alexander Thompson is an American professional basketball player for the Dallas Mavericks of the National Basketball Association. He played his first 13 seasons with Golden. I don't care about any of that. So he's a basketball player. He's 35 years old. Says his salary for 2025 is $15.87 million. So now that Megan Thee Stallion came out, hard launched her, or soft launched, I don't know. She's talking now about her relationship with Klay Thompson. So let's see. This time I'm going to watch it with you. This is what Slim Thug had to say. Apparently she gifted Klay a watch that is worth $300,000. And Slim Thug had this to say.
When you didn't think I was that you ain't give Slim that chance, but you gave that you thought was that chance. He not around 25 years later still buying Rolls Royces. I seen you go through all that. I seen it, and I'm still in shape like a. This is what you gotta live with. So don't ever be mad at no. Just accept the no and the rejection, and know that if you a tough like me, you gonna get your time to shine. They have to live what they told you no. Okay, if it ain't me, let's see how that work out for you. Let's see what you end up with. Yeah, I like the watch. You know what I'm saying? I ain't wishing you no bad luck either, because we don't connect. I ain't saying that at all. Don't get it twisted. That's not what I'm saying. But yeah, I'm gonna look and watch. I'm gonna pay attention. I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna see and I'm gonna say, didn't appreciate me. Told me no. Could have been in the Rolls Royce. Could have been in the drop Lambo. Could have been in the penthouse. Could have been at the Boss Light Resort. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Yeah. And that's, as much as I like she the stallion, I'm not trying to, I want to be treated like the king, man. She a whole queen. That's expensive. Did you see the watch? She bought that 300. Man, what kind of gift you got to buy back if she give you a $300,000 watch? I can't have no woman, little boy in me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I represent boss energy. I cannot have a woman buying me a $300,000 watch expecting me to buy her, some that magnitude right back. Hey, baby, I know where I'm supposed to be, and that ain't it. So, yeah, that's not real. That's just, I love, Houston women, and whoever Houston, I'm cheering for you. Rappers, I'm a cheer for you. I'm a you the one, because it's true. You bad, you the one that we love you, but actually trying to be in a real relationship, come on, man. I'm King Joffy Joffy, man. That's the only thing I'm gonna accept. Nobody doing that of that statue, you know what I'm saying? That's not what I'm looking for. You feel me? I know what I need. I'm acts of service is my love language. Y'all see the meals in the bed, you know what I'm saying? Uh, yeah, I need all that. That's the type of I am. You know what I'm saying? So I already know what I need, and I know what make me happy. So, not get mad. Don't never accept a no as a bad thing. And that's why you always see a Slim, oh, I shoot for the stars, right? I shoot for the stars and I get dissed by the biggest, but you gotta live with that no. You gotta live with that no. Damn, you gotta live with that no. Just know that while you out here throwing them no's around, I'm watching. I'm on your story. I'm on your Instagram. I see that you ended up with. I see it. I see you struggling. I see you going through your shit. I see you. I see you. I see how that shit didn't last long. You thought you was doing that shit lasted 2 months. You thought you had a square dude. He went to college. He was a straight square. Oh, Slim Thug. I ain't with you. I with somebody who, a lawyer who went to Harvard and all this educated shit. I seen that shit crumble. Let that be the strength to continue to chase your dreams and climb higher in life. And for everybody who thought you wasn't gonna be that bitch, it's your job to prove them wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's your job to prove them wrong. We gonna see where your no get you.
And the question I have for Slim Thug is, who asked you? Who asked you? Nobody cares. I did a video probably months ago by now, and it was about the delusion of these men with money who are older, who think that because they have money, they have access to any woman that they want, when they did not prioritize true love and real connection in their youth to really get somebody by their side who loves them for them even without the money. Because contrary to what men believe, there are plenty of women who date men who are not rich. This just highlights once again everything that I said in that video. Men kind of overestimate their market value sometimes, and this is just another example of that. For context, Meg the Stallion is 30 years old and Slim Thug is 44 years old. The man that she's with now is 35. And it just goes to show you once again that what you are being served as men, as who as your value of who you are being placed on the amount of money that you have, it is not a good place to be. It's just really sad to see him go out like that, having a whole meltdown about Meg the Stallion trying to date somebody else. The way he's talking about, like, she could have been in the Rolls Royce, she could have. This woman just bought her boyfriend a $300,000 watch. Does she seem like the type of person that you can flash a Rolls Royce in front of? She is quite fine. Let me look at her net worth. Okay, so she's worth 30 million based on this site, 30 million as of 2023. Slim Thug net, and he's worth 2 million. So the things that you were told makes you that guy only appeals to women who date out of lack and who are in poverty. To somebody who is from a certain economic background, a $2 million net worth is going to be extraordinary. To somebody like Meg the Stallion, your $2 million, she's worth 15 times more than you are worth. You don't align, but because you see a sexy young girl who twerks, who got them knees and twerks, is young and beautiful and successful, you think that you should have access to that. If you're going to lead with your Rolls Royce and your hotels and the blah 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 and all those things that you listed, you have to date women who are dating out of luck because they will be easily impressed by things like that. You cannot date somebody who already has been there and done that. This is yet another lesson to the men. Like, you think that you have all the time. Once you have money, everything is on your side. Well, it is not. The women, the younger girls aren't checking for you like that simply because you have money. Like, I know that on the surface it might seem like you having money gives you the upper hand only in the specific circumstance of people who are in a lack mindset, and they don't like you. They're not dating you for who you are, they're dating you for what you can do, and you're leading with that. So I guess you don't expect anything different. I guess that's what you expect, but it's just another lesson. He's in the same list with Shannon Sharp and all those other men who thought they were doing something, or who thought they had the upper hand because they spent their youth chasing money, and now that they have it, they expect that everything should be going their way. That's not the case. His ego is clearly bruised. Unfortunately for him, no, he's a laughing stock. He's just another laughing stock of an old man who thought that because he had more than, the average guy, that he's supposed to just have access to everybody. That's what they keep telling them, but it's just another, it shows that that's not the case. And I mean, even if her and Clay don't work out, so it's still not you. Even if it's not Clay, it's still not you. Even if she doesn't ever end up with anybody, I'm pretty sure it still won't be you. It's not a crime to date around, and if it doesn't work out with him, I still don't think that would be a gotcha for Slim Thug, because it's still not you. It's still not you. Go be a bitter old man somewhere else. You should have used your prime years to your advantage. Anyway, let's let's head into the hard work. Let's do some hard work. And for today's hard work, I want to talk about authenticity. I've had this topic put down in my notes for months. For months. I want to talk about how it's becoming more and more prevalent for people to be propped up on social media as being authentic when they are just unhinged. Immediately it came to my mind, and not to compare women, but sometimes a little comparison can make things a little clearer. But immediately, Sexy Red came to mind, and I was looking at the fact that nobody ever thinks that somebody who acts like Sexy Red is not being authentic. Nobody ever thinks that she's being fake, and people who act in a different way, or the complete opposite of that, are always described as being fake. And I'm looking at that like, why is that the case? Why is authenticity now being paralleled with bad behavior? You might have a different take. I think the behavior of people like Sexy Red and Suki Hana, they portray bad behaviors online. I'm not saying that they are bad people, but the things that the image that they have online is not a good one. It's not one that is aspirational to me, and and to many other people. However, it's described as being real. And it's so easy now for people to be manipulated, because if everybody realizes that when you act unhinged, people love you more. People think you're authentic and treat you as such. Now in a world where we live in, that your personal image is your brand, is really how you make money. A lot of people can be just very unhinged and pretend that that is really them to make money. It's much harder to be yourself if who you are doesn't align with what people like. When people are less regulated, when they make poor decisions, I think people relate to that more, because in our own lives we make a lot of poor decisions, and when you see other people doing that, it almost feels like you don't have to do the work to fix yourself. It's almost like you're telling yourself that you're actually not wrong for doing these things that you do. Everybody else is doing it, so it's fine. Like, I really don't like the way that authenticity is being branded as chaos and being unhinged and just having some of the worst character traits. The messaging that it probably won't affect us, by the time these things start to really play out in life, it will affect our children and our grandchildren and those coming up after us. When they see that those behaviors are being rewarded, we're going to have a world of people who are just unhinged, and not just being unhinged, but they won't see the need to change or fix or do anything differently. And that's the part that really alarms me. I'm not saying that we should push people who are like that to the side. I'm just saying that it shouldn't be applauded. Their behaviors shouldn't be applauded and awarded. Maybe not us, but the generations coming behind us are going to think that that is the right way to be. And when we see those things starting to affect how people socialize with each other, it's going to be a dire situation. I don't think we should try to penalize people for trying to do and say the right thing. I understand that some people are very performative when they do certain things and they do other things behind the scenes. It's okay to call that out, but I would much rather to have representation of people, and this might be a hot take. I would much rather to have representation of people trying to do the right thing and it being probably performative than for people to just be outright unhinged and being rewarded for that. I don't think sometimes we realize that when we see these things playing out on social media, remember that social media is the new way for us to connect. It is similar to when we were given certain messaging through television, music, written media back in the day. When people start to register that being this way gives them access to wealth, they will do it. People can pretend to be unhinged too. It's okay not to say everything that's in your mind. Let's not reward unhinged behavior. It will definitely come back to bite us in the end, just as so many other things have come back to bite us. This one will too. When it's time to reap the rewards of doing these things, we cannot cry about it because this is what we promoted. This is the behavior that we propped up as the right way to be. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Unfortunately, I do not have a toxic bob for you today. I didn't I didn't prepare well enough. So no toxic bobs this episode. But if you have any toxic bobs that you want to share with me, leave them down below. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you got here, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you. You're a real one. Please be sure to like this video if you like this type of content. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and I will definitely see you in the next episode.